Hi, Steve Kaufman here. Today we're going to talk about one of the most debilitating and limiting and frustrating and annoying aspects in your consciousness. It's called negative sentiment. Negative sentiment is one of the most terrible things that you can succumb yourself to. And I'm going to tell you something, 99.99% of the people now, then, and in the future will have to deal with negative sentiment. Negative sentiment is based on the idea that you're doing something not for you, but for someone else who imposes upon you, maybe you're not even aware of it, certain guilt functions, certain guilt mechanics. Well, I want to do this, but well, if I do this, this person's going to get upset. Got to get past negative sentiment. Negative sentiment will drain your spirit, totally waste your creativity, and force you to really walk around wondering what the heck is going on in my life? Why can't I get anything going on over here? That has to do with relationships, with jobs, relationships of any kind, work of any kind of a situation that you're involved in that you're not comfortable with expressing yourself by your divine and earthly right to live in joy and freedom. Listen to the audio version of the Self-Revealization Acceptance Reality Facilitation that you received in the newsletter. Didn't receive it? That's because I don't have your email address. Go to Self-Revealization, SELFREVEALIZATION @gmail.com. Say hi, and I'll have your email address. I'll put you on the newsletter. You get the newsletter a few times, you don't like it, boom, unsubscribe. But you'll know what's going on. And the way you work with the Self-Revealization Acceptance is to listen to it and read it. Print it out, then take it, look in the mirror, and repeat it to yourself. And say things to yourself like, this is not working for me. How do I change it? I'm not talking about the Self-Revealization Acceptance. I'm talking about the situation you're dealing with. And you learn how to work with Self-Revealization Acceptance, which is, from all estimates, the most profound functioning reality facilitation concept ever discovered. Okay? This is not like positive thinking, goody two-shoes, affirmations, positive thinking. This is suggesting to your psyche. I use the word suggesting. I don't want to get too heavy here. Suggesting to your psyche, you want this stopped, or you want this enhanced. Whatever it is. It's the negative sentiment that you have inside of you, in your mind, that restricts you, and when used properly, empowers you to ascend to levels of greatness that you didn't even know you could ascend to. You take the negative power and you convert it. I teach you all of that. Self-Revealization Acceptance, your divine and earthly right to live in joy and freedom. This is the introductory book. It's essential that you read this and understand it and follow the instructions. Second book in the series, Practicing Self-Revealization Acceptance, 52 Weekly Ascensions to Empower Your Life. These books are available at Hanshi, hanshi.com/books. Okay, you put the order in, I get it, I sign them, personalize them, they go out the same day. You have any questions about anything? selfrevealization@gmail.com. People will levy things on you that they may not even be aware that they're doing, but you are. And how do you know you are? Because, well, you want to do this, but it's going to upset so-and-so. Or it's not going to be, it's going to cause me difficulties with this other situation. And these are good things. How can you say a negative is good? A negative is good if you know how to convert it to the reality of making it work for you. You can make things work for you. The most negative situation can be turned into a diamond mine. It's based on your perspective. It's based on what you're going to accept for yourself, what you're not going to accept for yourself. By also dealing with the issue directly, not like skirting around, well, it's not going to work that way. Problem exists, right into its face. Within the constraints of reason, obviously. I mean, you're not going to put yourself in a very, very negative situation that further enforces the negativity on you and can result in some serious issues. You don't want that. You want to take this negative energy and convert it. Same thing applies to befriending the demons in you. And everybody has demons, but that's for another subject at another time. Also understand, negative sentiment can be a positive force for the bad. Someone suggests something to you, and it sounds like a good thing. And you start to work with it and deal with it, and all of a sudden you find yourself getting into trouble, and the person says, well, if you did this, you did that, you did the other thing. This also ties into another problem called manipulative grace. Manipulative grace is what people suggest to you, and you function accordingly. Hey, that's a great idea. Wow. Why don't you do it this way? Then do it that way. Next thing you know, your brilliant idea is now taking the form that people that are laying this manipulative grace on you. And it's not, well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do this. Now, I'm speaking from experience as well, you know? You don't get to know things unless you've been hammered a few times. And I can't imagine anybody out there listening to this that hasn't been hammered a few times at least. You have to decide for yourself. You're going to let this person continue to influence you. This is not the same as negative sentiment, although it's a variation of it. Manipulative grace is what happens when you're not even aware that it's happening. But someone is kind of sort of nice to you and says, hey, that's a good idea. Do it this way. Do it that way. I know what I'm talking about. No, you do it the way you're supposed to do it. You go for it as it is. Come hell or high water, you will ascend to your level of greatness by doing this. Don't be afraid to get rid of all of these negative influences in your life. Don't worry about the guilt, because when you study and you understand self-realization acceptance, you're going to understand how to negate the authority. How to negate the authority of a negative condition. And as I mentioned, turn it into a positive force for good. Hey, listen, you like what you're hearing? Click like, click subscribe, click the little bell so you get more notices of what's going on. You want the books? Self-Revealization, Acceptance, Your Divine and Earthly Right to Live in Joy and Freedom. And Practicing Self-Revealization Acceptance, 52 Weekly Ascensions to Empower Your Life. www.hanshi.com/books. Get them right out to you. Make contact with me through hanshi.com or selfrevealization@gmail.com. I'll put you on the mailing list. Thanks for coming by. Going to see you next time. It's going to get better. You got to find out what's coming up next week. We just keep moving right along over here. Thanks for watching. See you next time. You live your life by your divine and earthly right to live in joy and freedom. Any questions? Any comments? I'm here for you. I'm the teacher, I'm the healer. Self-realization, acceptance. See you next time.